If I can have everyone's attention, we will call to order the regular session, if you call this regular, of the Houston County Commission. We do have a quorum as all commissioners are in attendance. So welcome everyone. Our invocation today will be led by Commissioner Harvey and our Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Singfield. If you'll all stand. Sweet.
Father God, we thank you for this time, oh God. Thank you for, oh God, your guiding hand over this entire nation, oh God. We know that you already have it figured out, God. We pray now for our leaders. We pray right now for our families, oh God. We pray right now for our faith-based groups, oh God. We ask right now, oh God, give us direction even now. In Jesus' name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, commissioners. You have copies of the minutes from not only the last meeting we had, but the last two special meetings we had are on the front and back of one of those pages. If we can have a motion to approve all three sets of meetings, minutes, have a meeting. I'll get this right in a minute. Have a motion by Commissioner Harvey. What do y'all say that, Commissioner Singfield? Just second by Commissioner Harry. All right, motion passes. Okay, a couple of announcements. Obviously, the first thing is we are operating under a totally different situation today because of COVID-19 guidelines. We are limited to social distancing ourselves 6 feet apart. So thank Commissioner Herring and Singfield for being willing to move down below and serve down there as that being their podium today. And we will get through this together. We are limited to 10 people at a time being in the commission chambers, which we made arrangements for those that are on the agenda to wait outside until their time and they'll come to the podium. We are live streaming this, live streaming this so that the public can be part of our meeting. Thank Danny for working that out, and hopefully everybody is seeing this as we broadcast it. We will continue this until things change. Just to go back and discuss what transpired, we put the agenda out Wednesday and Thursday, and reminded people on Friday, our citizens through our Facebook page and our website, and asked if anyone had any comments or questions regarding the agenda items to please email those in. We didn't get any, so we'll carry through and certainly address any questions the commission has. But going forward, any commission meetings in the future that we have like this, that'll be the same process. We'll put the agenda out on Wednesday, hopefully. It may fluctuate a little bit. Our department heads do a great job, but sometimes things are added on Thursday. We'll amend it and then ask citizens to, if they have questions about things on the agenda, to just submit those via email, and then we will bring them up under the agenda item and try to answer them, or questions or comments. A couple of other comments. We certainly want to tell all of our citizens how much we appreciate the efforts they are making, both in continuing to do the things they're asked, social distancing, staying at home, But having said that, we want to be sure they understand we are continuing to ask them to do that. Stay 6 feet apart, stay at home and stay safe. Actually stay at home and save lives, unless you've got to be out. I'm sure we've all been getting texts, can I do this, can I do that? And usually the answer is no, you need to stay home. Certainly going to work is fine, certainly going to get groceries, medical care, and the things that we've talked about over and over are fine, but going down the street to your friends and having a cookout with the neighbors are not fine. And surprisingly, I've gotten a lot of those texts. So please be smart and let's get through this, and hopefully we can all be together again. Friday, at the direction of the health department and CDC, we have requested everyone to wear masks. Peter has his on. I had mine on coming into the building. We didn't all feel as though we needed to in here, but we are asking everyone when you're in public to wear masks. I had to go to the grocery store and one other location Saturday that I can't remember where, and one of the grocery store I went to, there was probably over half the people had on masks, so that's a good start. The other place was far less than half people, so we encourage our citizens to put some kind of covering, not the medical masks that are needed for medical and first responders, but just some type of bandana or homemade mask or something to cover their face. We encourage everyone to continue when you can to, if you've got to spend money, to spend it locally. Our restaurants continue to try to do a good job of curbside providing of restaurant food, and they need your business when you go out. I understand it's, if you do that every night, you can spend some money. But we were talking this morning that certainly staying home every night, you're spending less than you would have otherwise, and gas is way cheaper, so you're spending much less money on gas, and plus you're not going anywhere if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So, you go try to spend some time out patronizing these local vendors and local restaurants, and they really need you at this point. And we ask them to do a lot of things for us during normal times, so let's try to help them now. I want to mention one small thing that's going on that several of us put out, and that is a Go Natural April to Jumpstart May event. That's why I look like a woolly booger. Maybe Doug too, but I don't know about Commissioner Harvey. He may just be trying to be handsome. Yeah, we're asking people to, not shave or cut your hair or nails, and I know some of the ladies that said they can't not dye their hair, but not dye your hair, so that when this is over, at least in that small sector of business, we can all go back to those people that do that. And somebody was talking to me about it and said, if just 1,000 people do that, the average cost of, ladies spend a lot of money on that stuff. We don't spend so much, but if the average cost was $30 and 1,000 people did it, that's an immediate $30,000 stimulus into the economy. So, and it's kind of fun, see some people's natural color of hair come out that you didn't know, and it may not be fun to the people whose natural color comes out, but it's just something to think about. So we ask you to do that. Our next meeting, barring anything coming up, will be May 11th. Right now we're meeting once a month, and then as needed, we can call a special meeting. If it's emergency, we can call it pretty quick, but normally it takes 5 days written notice and posted, and if something were to come up, we will do that. But obviously the way we're meeting is, as we said earlier, is totally different. So we're just going to schedule one meeting a month. I would hope and pray that that meeting in May would be followed by another one in May, and we would be back to our normal activities, but we will see. But May 11th will be our next meeting. April 27th, I do want to mention, is in case you call and nobody answers, as a state holiday, and thus county offices will be closed on April 27th. I believe that's on Monday. Is that right, Jackie?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, April 27th is a Monday, and we will be closed then. So I think that's all of the announcements I had or comments. Anybody else have any announcements or comments you want to make?
I want to make a few brief
Mr. Shute.
comments. I want to say how especially thankful I am for the hospitals and the hospital workers. I know the nurses. I'm a big fan of nurses. I'm married to one. My mom is one, and got a lot of family working in healthcare. So been thinking about them a lot lately, what they're having to go through. But both of the hospitals, really, especially Southeast Health, have done a really great job, keeping the public informed. I don't know. I think they've done a good job of that. And I just wanted them to know that I greatly appreciate the job that they're doing. Working with the emergency task force, Chris Judah's doing a great job getting information out there. I was on the phone with him last week quite a bit. I think our department heads have done a great job. I think our elected officials have done a great job. I'm not just sitting here being a cheerleader saying things positive. I think most people have really done a good job handling this. I also want to thank Chairman Culver for his leadership. I just think, examining and looking at all the things that we've done, I honestly think we have done a really good job handling the situation. I just want to go on record and say that.
Thank you. And you are absolutely right about everyone in law enforcement and first responder, and particularly in the medical community. I mean, they are faced every day with things that we just can't imagine. And we certainly, they're the heroes of all this once we come out of this. And we do appreciate them for sure. Other announcements or comments? Yes, sir.
Thank you. I agree with what Brandon was saying. Certainly Saturday morning, we were blessed to see so many of our first responders, Dothan Fire, Dothan Police, Houston County Sheriff Department, all the volunteers, and the rolling support tour that we took around the Southeast Health Flowers Hospital, and thanking all of those doctors and nurses and healthcare workers, clinics, everybody that are doing what they're doing, putting their life on the line to protect the citizens and their patients. And we just commend them, and we just want to thank Chris and them for that opportunity to make that happen Saturday morning for everybody.
Thank you. Any other announcements? All right. We've got two resolutions to approve that are not on the agenda, but I want to ask us to approve them. If I can get a motion first for National Library Week. A motion by Commissioner Harvey, second by Commissioner Shute. I'm going to ask Commissioner Harvey if he will to read that resolution.
No problem. This is a resolution for National Library Week. Proclamation goes as, whereas today's libraries are less about what they have on the shelves and more about what they can do with and for their communities. Whereas libraries have long served as trusted and treasured institutions where people of all ages, interests, and backgrounds can come together and learn alongside one another. Whereas libraries of all types are the heart of their cities, towns, schools, and campuses. Whereas libraries offer members of the community a welcoming space and opportunities to explore new passions through technology, programs, and services. Whereas libraries and librarians help patrons find tools to help improve the quality of their life. Whereas libraries, which promote the free exchange of information and ideas for all, are cornerstones of democracy. Whereas libraries strive to develop and maintain programs and collections that are as diverse as the populations they serve. Whereas libraries and librarians work to create an equitable society by providing free access to accurate information to all people. Whereas libraries are a resource for all members of the community, regardless of race, ethnicity, creed, ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, or socioeconomic status by offering services and educational programming that transform lives and strengthen communities. Whereas libraries, librarians, library workers, and supporters across America are celebrating National Library Week, now therefore be it resolved that Mark Cover and the Houston County Commission proclaim National Library Week, April 19th through the 25th, 2020. During this time, I encourage all residents to visit the Dothan Houston County Library System online, a place where we can all belong and discover who we are. Because of you, libraries transform.
Thank you, sir. And we do encourage you to, unfortunately, you can only visit online right now, but to do that, and then we will get this to the library to do that. And then once the library reopens, certainly encourage you to take advantage of our library. We're very fortunate to have a library system that we do, not only here in Dothan, but also in Ashford, and appreciate all they do. The second resolution is that of Child Abuse Prevention Month. If we can have a motion for that. Motion by Commissioner Herring, second by Commissioner Sinkfield. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes. And I'm going to ask Commissioner Herring if he will read that resolution.
Whereas Alabama's bright future depends on the healthy development of its children, and whereas adverse childhood experiences, including the abuse or neglect of children, can cause severe and costly consequences for children, families, and society as a whole, and whereas every child has a right to a safe, healthy, and happy childhood where they are educationally and developmentally on track, and whereas research shows that parents and caregivers who have support systems and know how to seek help in times of trouble are more resilient and better able to provide safe environments and nurturing experiences for their children. And whereas it is vital that individuals, businesses, schools, and community organizations make children a top priority and take action to support the physical, social, emotional, and educational development and competency of all children. And whereas Child Abuse Prevention Month is an important opportunity to urge all Houston County citizens to engage in activities that strengthen families and communities and provide the optimal environment for healthy child development. Now, therefore, I, Mark S. Culver, Chairman of the Houston County Commission, do hereby extend my support to all observing April of 2020 as Child Abuse Prevention Month. In witness whereof, I have hereby set my hand and caused the seal of Houston County to be affixed to this, the 13th day of April 2020.
Thank you, Commissioner. I will get that to them. I don't know if you all have actually physically seen it, or maybe you've seen it on our Facebook page, but Sean and his staff did an excellent job in working with child advocacy and getting the blue ribbon illuminated, I guess is the right word, on the side of our building over here. It looks very nice. And we're always glad to work with child advocacy, who does a great job in our community. Let me just, for purposes of logistics, tell you to, when you talk into that microphone and be sure it's on. I don't know if it is or not, but you got to say, both of y'all got to say everything you've already said over again. Jackie's gonna kill me. All right, moving on to the regular agenda. The first item, if we can have the probate judge representative come on in. First item is a request to approve relocating the Pansy polling place from Pansy Volunteer Fire Department to Liberty Baptist Church, and approve the accompanying resolution. That is not the probate judge, but come right on up to the microphone and tell us what you want to do. Since we don't have an admin, we'll have discussion before the vote. That's okay. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
We received a request from Chief Gibbons of Pansy Volunteer Fire Department asking us to search for a new location. They prefer we not use their location anymore as a polling place. I spoke with Sarah Ingram, who is our chief inspector at Pansy, and she suggested Liberty Baptist Church, which is about 3/10 of a mile from Pansy Fire Department. I went out there, checked it out. It would be okay to use as a polling place if we could.
Okay, so it's less than a mile away. It won't be
It
any
is. It's
inconvenience from a distance perspective.
3/10 of a mile.
And big enough and all that. y'all
Yes,
know.
sir.
Okay. We'll be using this for the
Runoff.
runoff if we have one.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, let's be more positive. We'll be using this for the runoff,
Yes, sir.
period. Okay. All right. Any questions for Angie regarding this or comments? All right, do we have a motion to approve the request to relocate Pansy, followed by motion by Commissioner Singfield? Second by Commissioner Shue. Comments, questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. Thank you very
Thank you.
much. All right, if Sean's out there, ask him to come in. Second item is a request to approve emergency expenditure from the Capital Replacement Fund to replace 5-ton split HVAC system at the Board of Education building. Sean Curtis.
This is very different.
It is different.
This-
Everything.
Yep, this was the Board of Education. We had a unit over there. This is several weeks ago. So this has already been done and completed, but we need to go through the process to get it approved by the commission. So, but it was one of the old ones over there. Just taking out an emergency expensive.
Speak up there so the microphone can hear you. I know you've been gone a while.
Yeah, so that's it. There's nothing really to it. Old unit, place it.
This is just an expenditure out of the fund. You have the remaining balance there on your sheet. I think we're pretty good considering where we are. Any questions for Sean regarding this? Anticipate any more?
I hope not.
I mean, I know this is emergency, so you can't anticipate an emergency necessarily.
No, I hope. I mean, it seems like it's slowed down a lot from when we initially did this. So I think it's doing good.
Plus you have nobody in the building, so, I mean, relatively nobody.
The units are still running though.
Yeah.
But hopefully that'll. Hopefully it'll be nice. It'll be a nice quiet year.
All right, any questions or comments for Sean? Or do we have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Commissioner Terry, second by Commissioner Singfield. Comments, questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, sir.
See you.
All right, the next item is a request to approve a budget amendment for insurance reimbursement. Major Rafferty is here. If y'all have questions, this is a in and out. If you want to make any comment, you are welcome to. Appreciate you. Duty you're on.
Or tendon for my bicep. 7
And
weeks.
then throwing that baseball.
This is a reimbursement check from Alabama Municipal Insurance Corp, where the Town of Columbia Rescue Squad backed into one of our units, and the check's $21.72.27. And we're asking that to be put back in our maintenance budget because we're fixing the vehicle. It's just a pass through.
Okay. Any questions? This is same amount in, same amount out. All right, we have a motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Harvey. Second by Commissioner Shue. Questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Number 4, request to donate 3 Crown Victoria vehicles to the Ashford Ambulance and Rescue Squad, Cottonwood Ambulance and Rescue, Inc., and Rehoboth Fire and Rescue. These are the vehicles that we brought up probably a month or so ago that we were talking about selling, and it was brought up to possibly let the EMS folks have it at that time, have them donate to them. At that time, the question was raised about donating them to the association. And I think we talked about the fact that at that time, the association was not an official entity. They are an official entity now, but even though they are an official entity, the determination was made that it would be better because of insurance and other things to donate these directly to these three emergency organizations. So that is why the request reads like this. They will let us know which vehicle, tell them or this commission, I don't think, wanted to determine which vehicle went to which entity, because if one of them turned out to be a lemon, we didn't want to be responsible for being the lemonade. So they will let us know which serial number, VIN number, goes to which one, and we will exercise the correct paperwork to do that, pending your approval. Any discussion, questions, comments, or motions?
One, Mr.
Yes, sir.
These vehicles that were donated to those entities, will they have been looked over and checked as far as the condition and operation of that vehicle?
I do not know that. They were on, come on up, Major. They were originally planned to be sold, so.
These three Crown Vics are vehicles that belong to the Houston County Commission. Houston County purchased these vehicles for the Sheriff's Department. I'm not sure the ages of each one, but each one has been under the maintenance plan that we followed with as with the Sheriff's Department. So there is, as far as maintenance has been upkept on them, anything that needed to be fixed was repaired on them. But they do have miles on them. So how long they're going to last depends on how they're taken care of.
And you bring up a good point. There certainly, we're not providing them with any warranty. So whatever paperwork counselor register prepares, I think probably needs to say as is or some reference to that. So, any other questions, comments, or motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Harris. Second by Commissioner Singfield. Comments, questions? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Good job. Number 5, if we can get, Bill, we get Brittany. Item number 5, request to enter into an agreement with Department of Transportation to resurface First Avenue and Hodgesville Road. No, oh, better talk first. Don't be so eager.
This is the first 2 of 4 MPO projects that'll be going on this year. All the paperwork and preliminary work had already been approved, but this is the actual agreement that will allow them to begin work.
Now you make a motion.
Yeah. Make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Herring. Second by Commissioner Shute. Questions or comments? Don't go anywhere. Questions or comments regarding this? This is, as you heard her say, MPO. So. Good. All right, all in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Staff reports. Mr. Mast, Chief Administrative Officer.
No reports, Mr. Chairman.
Acting Miss County Engineer.
I was going to give some road paving updates.
Please.
For Rebuild Alabama, we have resurfaced Old Highway 431 and Broad Street in Quincy. The next
That's
3.
completed.
Mhm. The next 3 coming up will be Day Road and parts of Otis Bowie and Peacock on Rebuild Alabama. And Thursday, we did the G treatment on Wicksburg Road, which is the Fort Rucker money. And they are going to begin leveling today. G treatment should begin on Cumbie Road tomorrow. And then Willie Varnum Road should be G treatment, I think, Wednesday and Thursday. It should take them 2 days. And right after G treatment, as long as weather allows, we'll do the resurfacing. So we kind of have a lot going on at one time.
Any closed, other than the road, you just mentioned any closed road?
They, Cumbie was closed a little bit for some bridge work, but if they get to level that, today with some asphalt, they'll open that back up. It's okay.
All right, anything else? Mr. County, hold on a second, Mr. County Attorney, any reports? No reports, Chairman. Okay, now, questions.
Thank you, yes, thank you. Thank you. South County Road 81 at Batemore,
Uh-huh.
it's been closed for some time.
Yes.
Where are we, now moving into trying to get that as a priority?
That was delayed a little bit because of the weather, but
Right.
now because of some split shifts, I think they get out there when they can. I know that we have taken elevation shots and they're trying to get it built back up properly. Hopefully
Yeah,
soon.
Brittany mentioned split shifts, and I did want to comment on that in staff report. All of our, or almost all of our employees, save deputies and few essentials, and that's another one of those words I hope I don't ever hear again, but are working split shifts at this building, road and bridge, et cetera. So all this work you just heard about is being done by road and bridge crews operating at almost half strength. So they're doing a really good job with a lot of work, and as is everybody else that's split shifting. So you get a chance, be sure you commend. I know you don't see all of our employees all the time, but commend, if you see department heads, I'll pass on to them to commend the folks that are out there split shifting. We're trying to maintain social distancing, another word.
Yes, I don't like that word either.
And you know, keep people as far apart as they can, keep people at home like we're asking everyone else to do.
Right.
You know, we don't want our employees not to be at work and be out gallivanting. We want them, like our citizens, to be at home when they're not at work. So they're doing a good job with a lot of work. It's not like we don't have anything to do. We've got lots
Yeah.
and lots of work.
And we'll have the shoulders to catch up with, so.
All right, any other comments or questions for the staff? From anyone? All right, then I thank all of you for being willing to operate under these odd conditions. I ask you to continue to do your part and stay safe, and encourage others to stay home, stay safe. And with that, we stand adjourned. Thank y'all. Is Chris out there?